welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. Okay, so the gentleman next to me, I'm not happy with because he's in better shape than me. And I don't understand why I can't get in good shape. I'm going to find out some stuff from the expert to know exactly what I could do, what you guys should be able to do to get yourself a little healthier. With me is Ben Gabriel from Gabriel Strength. All right, so you're a personal trainer.
Yep.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it now for just over 6 years. Started when I was in college. I was going to school for exercise science, and I started going to the gym as a member and talking to the owner, and he's learned what I do, and he's like, hey, why don't you come coach? Started coaching, and now I'm here.
What the heck is exercise science? I never heard that.
So the funny thing is, I went to school for exercise science. So you're learning, the muscles, what they do, how your body uses energy to exercise, the movements. But
so it's really kind of, for lack of a better word, on the medical side.
Yeah, you learn a lot about the body, and which is cool. Like, it helps me know how things work. But when you're working with someone, not too often they want to know what the action of your bicep is.
No, but you need to know it, I guess, to know what they should be doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So,
I mean, without interrupting you, basically, we were talking, I have a lung illness. So I have only 60% lung function. Well, you need to know what my issues are so that you can devise a plan around the issues I have.
Absolutely. So for me, when I meet with someone and they tell me, hey, I got a lung issue, or a common one is, hey, my back, I kind of know exactly, based on the role of the muscles in your low back and your back, what movements might be off the table for them. It doesn't mean we never do them, but we might have to take it a little bit slower.
So is exercise about moderation, or is it about like pushing yourself to the limit?
My favorite answer, it depends.
Okay. So if you're going to compete, it's about push yourself to the limit.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about, your elite athletes, then yeah, they're going to have to push themselves to a limit. Now, with every exercise program, there's an appropriate amount of what that is. For example, you take a marathon runner who's going to, win the Boston Marathon. Probably 80% of their work is slow and steady, and then 20% is their speed work. But for our everyday person, it depends. Maybe they're doing intensity once a week. Maybe they're doing a little bit more often. It all kind of depends on where you're at and what your limitations may be.
All right, so we were talking about I bought a treadmill. Yeah, don't laugh at me, guys. I did 5 minutes the first day, and I'm up to 18 and a half minutes. Now, my treadmill has different speeds, like treadmills do, and different elevations. So I am at 2 mile. I went from 1 mile to 2 miles, I guess, an hour, and flat elevation. No. If I were to go up one elevation, how much harder about does it get? Does it get a lot harder?
I mean, it would depend on the treadmill. You'd have to test out and see, and it could be really hard. It could be really easy. It might be really hard one day. It might be really easy the next day, based on whatever's going on in your life. Maybe you didn't get sleep the night before. Maybe you haven't eaten anything all day. That can all dictate how hard something is.
Okay, so you opened up the door for this question, which is, it's 5 o'clock at night. Okay, my treadmill's sitting there. Do I eat my dinner first and then get on a treadmill? Or do I get on a treadmill and then eat my dinner?
Normally, you want to wait after you exercise for at least an hour. You should, hopefully. That will just help make sure that you're not going to get, have it come up when you're exercising. It depends on the intensity, though.
But should I eat before then?
You should fuel your exercise. So
Okay.
you should eat before, usually, hopefully an hour before you exercise.
Okay, so I'm going on what my mind remembers, and I'm older than dirt, so I don't remember everything, but they say to carb up. A lot of carbs for exercising.
Yeah, I mean, carbohydrates are going to be your main form of fuel for exercise. Do you need to overeat carbs? No. You just have to have some sort of carbohydrate for your exercise. And in terms of diet, again, it depends. For most people, their goal is to probably lose a few pounds. They want to lean out, tone up. All the diets, they have one thing in common. They cause you to eat less food, which is then going to help you lose weight.
Right, and I get a kick out of it. It says, now if you take this product, you're going to lose weight combined with exercise. So if you eat right and exercise, you probably don't need that product. Am I right?
Absolutely. I mean, I would be very careful in taking any product that is like, hey, we're going to magically make you lose a tremendous amount of weight in a short period of time.
All right, I decide, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm 20 pounds overweight. I get winded walking a block. So I give you a call. What's the next step after I call you?
So what I do is I sit down with you to discuss your exercise history. So that's anything from injuries, what you've done previously, obviously things like your age, and then your goals. So it sounds like you want to lose 20 pounds.
And I don't want to be winded walking one block.
Yeah. And so I try to really dig deep and find out the why, like why they want this. Because ultimately that's, initially you're going to have a lot of motivation to exercise, but eventually that motivation is going to go away. And we need to remember why we're doing it to keep consistent.
Okay, so I want to lose 20 pounds. I don't want to get winded. I bought a treadmill to start, right? It's a start. I come to you. You put me on some sort of regimen. How often do I have to come to you? Every day, once a week, 3 times a week?
Again, it depends. Some people will come once a week because they're doing a bunch of other stuff on the side. Other people I've worked with, they want to come 4 or 5 days a week, and they meet me with me every day. It depends. I factor in everything: your age, how long you've been doing it, medical history, injuries, to determine the outcome.
All right, so you're the expert. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not all or nothing when it comes to exercise. It's okay if you did 5 minutes to start and work your way up. It's not like, hey, I'm going to exercise. All right, well, you need to do 52 push-ups today. It doesn't work that way, right?
No, in fact, the days where you may not feel like exercising, or you're very busy and you're like, the last thing I want to do is go exercise, are probably the most important, and something is better than nothing.
You said something really interesting. You told me a quick story about a guy who joined the gym, okay, and didn't go. So let's tell that story really quick one more time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, my job is to have you come to the gym. So if I have someone who joins the gym or joins me and signs up, and they don't show up, I'm going to reach out to you and say, hey, just a friendly, how you doing? When's the next time you're coming in? Is there anything I can do, to help that? And then ultimately, if they're not coming in, I'm going to, cancel your membership and then reach back out to you down the road. Maybe you got things going on or wherever it may be. But I'll try my best to get you in. And then after that, it's ultimately on you.
Right. So the problem that people have, one of the problems people have is that we're busy. We're constantly busy. Do you have hours that you only work, or do you schedule appointments?
I schedule appointments whenever I need to. For the most part, it turns out to be, from 5 a.m. to 9 in the morning.
5 a.m.?
Yeah, people work on 5 a.m.
Wow.
I had one this morning at 5 a.m. We did it over FaceTime. And then, early afternoon, 3 o'clock till whenever I need to be done.
Okay, so I know that you're married. You have kids?
I have a son.
Okay. Let's go. Does your wife support what you do?
Absolutely. She's the reason that I'm able to do this and start this.
And I get that because I told you the story, and I went very deep in debt. And my wife today, this would not be if it wasn't for my wife today. So that support is so important for people. Now let's turn that around. The person that comes to exercise with you, is it important that they get support from their family?
Yes, I mean, the more people you can get involved in your close network, the better. Because if you go home and you're trying to stick to a specific nutrition diet, and your significant other is not, and they've got the potato chips in the closet, then and you like those, you're probably gonna grab some at some point. So you really need the support of your family and have to be on the same page as to what the goals are.
So it really is important. That support means that if your partner is trying to lose weight and exercising, it's important that you don't bring ice cream and potato chips in the house for a bit, because they're going to want to eat them.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is, like, no matter how long you've been doing it, if there's a food that you really like, if you keep it in the house,
you're going to eat it.
You're going to eat it.
It's a trigger.
It's very few people have you only have so much self-control
right
over the course of a day, and that goes down very easily from all sorts of things. That ice cream sitting in the freezer at 8:30 at night sounds really good.
My thought was always, if I can stop eating by like 6, 7 o'clock at night, I'm going to start to lose weight. It's the eating at 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30. That's part of a problem, because what do? Then you're sitting there, you go into bed, or you sit down and watch TV. So you're not exercising anything. For years I reviewed restaurants and foods. So of course I put on weight. And I remember going to the South Florida Fair, and they came out with the Krispy Kreme donut burger. It was the first one. So I ate the first one. It's probably 3,000 calories, maybe more. And I did it when I got to the fair. Then I walked the whole fair. And I called my doctor and I was telling him the story, and he said, okay, wait, you ate 3,000 calories and you burned off 70. Okay, all your walking, it doesn't balance. You really have to watch what you're bringing in, because putting that out, taking it out, is not the same as putting it in.
Yeah. I mean, what's the saying? You can't out-train a bad diet. I mean, at the end of the day, you can exercise a lot, and, everybody's got these watches now, and they estimate, like, oh, you burned this many calories. I mean, these things are not accurate. They overestimate how many calories you burn.
Love them.
Yeah, it makes you feel really good. But the reality is, you're not going to out-exercise eating poorly.
That's really unbelievable. All right, we're getting on top of our time. How do people find you? You have a phone number, website, Facebook?
You can reach me at 774-708-0825. You can also email me, ben@gabrielstrength.com. You can find me on my website, gabrielstrength.com. And,
so you're all over. And Facebook.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Gabriel Strength Training.
How do you have time to exercise?
I get it in when I can get it in. That's it.
Okay, so when people come and exercise by you, do you do it with them, or do you
No. My job, and this is kind of a big thing for me, is safety is my number one priority. So I want to make sure, my job is to make sure they're doing it right, the weight's appropriate. Just because they say, hey, that was really easy, well, I have to make sure, did it look really easy, and were they doing it right? So it could look really easy, but they're doing it wrong. That means we're probably not going to increase the weight.
That's interesting. You're right. I think it's really a good part of being healthy is not overdoing it in anything. So just because you started running or walking and you walked a mile, you should be happy with every accomplishment you make, every goal that you hit, and your exercise plan is something you should be happy and thrilled with, right?
Absolutely. And I try to teach people, anybody can make someone sore. Right. That's not necessarily the goal. The goal is to be able to enjoy your life outside the gym, right? I guess if you want to get good at exercising, then you can. But most people, that's not their goal.
Right.
They want to enjoy playing golf. They want to enjoy fishing. They want to enjoy playing with their grandkids, or whatever it may be. So if we overdo it in the gym, that other stuff doesn't become fun.
I get it. What's the phone number again?
774-708-0825.
Ben, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Everybody, I said it a million times, use a professional. It is so, so important. Check out Ben, and we'll have a great day. We'll be right back.